What's up, you guys? What's up, you guys? Supposedly it's supposed to be working right now. What's up, you guys? What's up, you guys? What's up, you guys? It's supposed to be working. I should be live. I should be live. I should be live. Oh, oh. It should connect right up. There it goes. There we go. There we go. What's up, pretty Ricky? What's up, dude? I got to scoot over just a little bit. My camera's back to the way it was. Yes, there we go. There we go. What's up, pretty Ricky? Pretty Ricky's in the house. What's up, dude? Cheerio, mate. Top of the morning to you. Did the mic explode? I don't know. We're actually going to come up over here. Candace Owens has like this 1 hour little video about the microphone exploding. And I definitely wanted to watch the whole video in its entirety. Let me see if I can find it, because I want to be able to, for every person that's watching this with me, to be able to understand the same thing as me, bro. Where is it at? Right here. Nope. Right here. All right. All right. What's up, everybody? What's up, dude? What's up, dude? Who do we got up in here? Oh my gosh. Let me go over to YouTube real fast. Change the thumbnail real fast. Pretty Ricky, thank you. You're the first one up in here. Can you, Pretty Ricky, if you possibly could, just go out into the Discord chat and just be like, at everyone, Tripoverdrip is live right now. You know what I'm saying? Let me fix this. Came up with a cool ass little thing over here. Change this up. It's on private. Put it on public. What's good, bro? What's good? What's good? What's good? Hello, everybody. What's up, Johnny Squires? What's good? Just let me know once you get up in here. We're trying to get some peeps up in here. It's been like 3 minutes or so. You know what I mean? It's been like 3 minutes or so. It's been like 3 minutes or so. It's been like 3 minutes or so. 3 minutes or so. 3 minutes or so. Yeah. It's been like 3 minutes or so. That's sick, huh? I just whipped that up right on the spot. I don't even know I could do that shit, homie. Shit, dude. Okay. I just need to know. What's up? We got some peeps up over here. Let me see here. Is this private? I don't want it private, dude. I need it public. Okay, it's public. Cancel. Why does that say? Okay, it's public. Okay. That could be public. Okay. Probably a duck. What's up, homie? Thank you so much, bro. We're going to get into this exploding mic theory, bro. Allison, what's good? How are you, Allison? What's up? You're here. Everybody say what's good. I'm good to see all of you guys. Probably a duck all the way from New Zealand, bro. Let me just fix this stuff up, dude. It looks like my chat, bro. My chat needs to be refreshed or something. Reload that shit, boy. There we go. Reload that shit, boy. Everybody's here. What's up? Everybody's here. What's up, dude? Allison, Johnny Squires, what's good? How are you guys doing today? What's going down in the hood? What's goody in the hoodie, everybody? Let me just drop this right here, bro. Or YouTube. Did the mic explode? I don't fucking know. Moody Mermaid, what's up? Everybody's up in here. Yeah. I'm stimming, you're right. My wife's all talking about like, look, he's autistic. Look over there. I'm just joshing. Okay. One last little thing. Sorry. Please don't, just forgive me, bro. Forgive me for all of my sins and transgressions. We're just trying to get everybody up in here. We got 5 people up on Kick. Let's go. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if you're anywhere, I think it was an exploding mic for sure. What do you guys believe, bro? We're going to dive deep into all the stuff Candace Owens has available for us to come to an understanding of this exploding mic theory. Okay? If you want to, you could just go ahead right now and just be like, nope, it was a 30-06. Or wait, was it a 223 from a different bullet that was found from a different person on a different roof with a backpack they found, like she said today? I don't know. We're going to get into this. What's up, Vox? Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you, homie, so much. I'm just creating a little story real quick on this freaking Instagram and Facebook. Because I got to do this, though. Real quick, I got to come over here. Oh, my goodness. At everyone. I'm live now on YouTube and Kick. Oh, my goodness. What's up? Clarissa's in the house. Okay, just a second. Sorry, I got to hit my little cart ski real fast ski. And then we'll get right onto the stream ski. Does anybody else do that, bro? Am I the only one? Maybe it's because I am autistic or something. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe I do just like fucking. I change the words to like everything, bro. I always put like a ski or like make these little weird sounds, and I make up my own little word versions of the words. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, homie? We're just letting people trickle up on in here. If you're here, say what's up, what's up. Oh, we could cheers right here. Cheers to ching. Got to slow down on that. I'm hanging out like Jesus did, drinking a little bit of just one little glass of wine we had tonight. I just want to chill out and I don't drink very much, but sometimes I just have like to have a little glass of wine. I don't ever really drink beer. I don't really drink vodka, whiskey, tequila, none of that shit. I just like to kind of resonate like our ancestors did, because there was a period of time where vodka wasn't a thing, where tequila wasn't a thing, where whiskey wasn't a thing. And it was either like some sort of ale, right, in like a big Viking flask. It was like ale, or it was like wine, similar to when Jesus turned water into wine for everybody else to drink. You heard me? Just a second. Sorry. Let me finish this up. Because I can't actually even give the fucking Kick link to put on a story until the Kick is live, bro. Who's up in here? What's up? One second. Please just forgive me. I don't do this normally. I'm just trying to get people up in here. You know what I'm saying, bro? Okay, last thing. Bam. Phone's down. First of all, can we just everyone gets this comment Team Human so I can kind of just get a head count of everybody that's in here? I actually haven't even seen, not even. Oh yeah, you guys want to see the shirt? You guys want to see a whole breakdown of the whole breakdown of the motherfucking Grateful Dead shirt that I bought at the Drum Circle at Liberty Park in Salt Lake City? Okay, so dude, first of all, there's a bear that starts right there, and then it slowly just starts to wrap around the base of the shirt. and then it spirals all the way in, bro. Sick, sick, sick. Freckle So Flight, what's up? Oh, let me do this. Let me just do this. What's up? Someone's up over on Twitch. Okay, this is for everybody, bro. This is for everybody who is on anything but Kick. We're trying to get peeps over to Kick. There's the link straight to the Kick stream. I've pinned it to the top of all the chats. Let me just get it right here. If you're on stream right now on anything besides Kick, I could just ask you so kindly, can you please just come over to Kick, bro? One of the goals I have on Kick to like upgrade my channel and shit is I have to get 100 people up over to Kick, bro. So I'm just trying to get everybody up over there. We're going to go and we're going to just get this little mindful message out of the way for everybody, bro. What's up, Tony? What's up, Allison? If you're here, say what's good. If you're not here, then I guess you won't be saying much. Like SpongeBob. I don't know. All right, you guys ready to get into this? Are you guys ready to start? If everybody's ready to start, we can just put aliens. Let's get some aliens. Becky, what's up? Eternity, what's good? How are you guys doing? Vox, what's up? Kate, Release and Transform, Probably a Duck, Pretty Ricky. We've got Freckles of Light, Tony, Allison, Clarissa. What's good, dude? If you're here, can you close the door? I need him to close the door upstairs. All right, Freckle of Light. I don't know if you use Kick, but I'm trying to get everybody over to Kick. This Kick link I pinned to the top of every chat. Please just head over to Kick. We want you in Kick. And once you get over to Kick, please put a green, red, and a yellow heart. Kick is ad-free, bro. It's great. Kick is ad-free. You can't find the page. Let me just do it one more time. Let me come over here real fast and just give it straight to the Kick. And then we're going to get into this mindful message. Copy. Come over. For some reason, I always have to drop everything inside of Twitch from my phone. It just is the easiest to do, ski. Go like this. Let me actually pin this one. How was your guys' day been? Can we just start off the stream by everybody just potentially, just saying what you're grateful for while I'm just finishing up this last thing. Okay, that should be it. Everybody's on stream. Can you see me? Can you hear me? If you guys could just put even just some thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me, if you can see me, if everything sounds great, going good. Let's just trying to make sure the camera's just acting correctly. Put these up. I think I can even throw some balloons up in there for you. I could throw some hearts up in here for you. What's up? All right, let's get right into this. Because I got a doozy for you today. I don't think you know what to expect here with this mindful message I've got for today, bro. It's a little bit different vibe than what we've been doing the last few days. Stacy, I'm glad that you're here. Thank you. If you're new here, I'm just gonna let you know in the next few little bits, next few minutes, we like to do something what I like to call the opening message or the mindful message, because I don't know how long you are going to watch this stream and or watch the video later after the stream ends. I don't know about that. So before we even get to any even crazy conspiracies, start putting on our tinfoil hats, we start going down all the rabbit holes that we go down here on this stream. I want to give you something that you can take with you even if you close out right afterwards. And so I like to do this right at the beginning to make sure that I'm at least trying to positively contribute to the people who watch my stuff, because not everybody resonates with all the conspiracies or my my ideology or my political or spiritual beliefs, but everybody can resonate with just a little bit of self-love, can't you? Can we just get self-love never hurts up in the chat? Cheers. But what if the life that you're living right now isn't one that you consciously chose? It's one that you slipped into on autopilot, maybe even spiritual autopilot, repeating the old wounds, old habits, and old beliefs like there's some sort of thing called fate. And if that already makes you uncomfortable, comment, I want out of autopilot, so you can mark the exact moment that you stop pretending that the loop was just the way the things are. Because autopilot is more than just a bad habit. It's like spiritual sleep. It is the state where a person keeps moving, keeps working, keeps coping, but no longer is fully present in their own becoming. They're alive, but not awake. They're surviving, but not listening. They're reacting to the world, but not hearing the voice within them that calls them back to what is true. Danger is not just that you repeat yourself. The danger is that you forget how a self beyond the danger is that you forget you have a self beyond repetition. You're not stuck, bro. You're just simply conditioned. All of us are in some capacity. And the conditioning can be way, way deep, but it's not divine law. It can shape your instincts, but it cannot outrank your soul. What you inherited was never meant to imprison you. What you learned to survive was never meant to define you. There is a part of you that existed before the fear, before the wound, before the defense mechanisms, and that part of you is still there inside of you right now. That's why awakening is rarely dramatic at first. It begins as like some sort of sacred or holy unease, a whisper, a tension between the life that you're living and the life that your spirit knows is possible. You start sensing that the heaviness that you carry may not be who you are, only what you have been carrying for too long. And that realization, my friend, is sacred because it means that the old spell is starting to be weakened. Your life, literally, I'm not playing. It's like literally your life is being shaped by what you keep feeding it, by what you keep tolerating, and what you keep calling normal. Wherever you consistently direct your focus and attention, you're going to keep repeating those same cycles, those same people, those same situations, those same feelings over and over again. That includes not only your old habits, but also your inner atmosphere. Like what thoughts do you return to when nobody is watching? What emotions have become familiar enough that you know aren't good for you, but at the same time, they feel safe? What if the voices that you have allowed to speak over the one that's inside of you slowly stop to take hold? The spiritual life that we're all trying to live is not built by intensity alone. It's built by attention. And what you attend becomes formative. What you repeatedly agree with begins to govern you. And what you continually ignore starts to wither. Sometimes, just like me, the real battle is not the chaos that's around you. It's the quiet agreements that you have made inside of it. A person can pray for peace while also feeding their anxiety. A person can desire freedom while protecting familiar pain. A person can long for renewal while still bowing down to the old patterns that you know is toxic. That is why transformation in any capacity that happens within inside of you starts with honesty. It's not performance, bro. It's not anything but honesty. Nothing in spiritual language, just the word honesty. Where am I out of alignment? You have to be honest. What have I called normal that is actually draining life from me? And you have to be honest. What am I tolerating that my soul has already outgrown? You already know. There are not any easy questions that you have to ask yourself, but they are the sacred and holy ones. Those are the ones that create space where real change will start to begin. The good news is, though, what was conditioned can be reconditioned. That means that your nervous system can learn what actual safety is. Your mind can learn truth. Your heart can learn to trust again. Your soul is not healed by pretending that nothing happened, but by meeting what happened with enough light that it no longer controls you from the dark. Healing does not always erase the pain, and many of us know that to be fact. But it does change the authority that the past or the trauma has over you in the present moment. You do not have to keep calling your survival strategy your identity. You do not have to keep confusing coping with calling. You do not have to keep surrendering your future to the habits that were built in a season that you have already outgrown. There is something deeply spiritual about choosing differently when choosing differently is so fucking hard. That is where freedom becomes real, bro. Not in theory, but like in practice, in the moment that you pause instead of react, in the moment that you pray instead of panic, in the moment that you tell the truth instead of hiding inside of the same old fucking story, bro. Every small interruption into those loops and those patterns is a declaration that you are making that I am no longer entirely governed by the things or the people or the situations that have hurt me. And if something inside of you knows that it's time to wake up, you can just comment the words, break the pattern. So you can mark the moment that you stop calling the loop your destiny. Cheers. So let this kind of be just my way of reminding you, bro. You're not the loop. You are the one who can see it. And what can be seen can be transformed. What can be brought into awareness can be brought into surrender. What can be surrendered can be redeemed. This is not about becoming someone else. It's about returning to the self beneath the conditioning, the self that is still connected, still capable, still sacred, still being led, and still full of love, bro. Because the moment that you stop living as a reflex and start living with intention, you begin to remember who you actually are, homie. You start to move differently. You start to choose differently. You start to trust differently. And slowly, quietly, but oh so powerfully, your life, the life you were meant to live, starts rising up from underneath the one that you thought that you inherited. And with that, I love you, Team Human. Shit, dude. Kevin, what's up? Kevin, where's Kevin? Kevin's in here. Woo, shit, boy, what's up, dude? We're gonna go over the exploding mic today, bro. We're gonna go over the exploding mic today. Can we get some Team Humans in the chat? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hell yeah. How are y'all doing? It's Thursday, bro. It's a little bit of a Thursday evening we've got going here. We're going to just go ahead and just get it right up and on into this video that we're going to be watching, bro. Candace Owens dropped like an hour and 46-minute little clip just 2 weeks ago that just goes over all the exploding mic stuff, bro. I appreciate you, Lawrence. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you. Y'all ready to get up into this, bro? Should we just get right into it? You know what I mean? We got a ways to go, bro. I don't know who's up in here. If you're in here, you can just say, what's up, G? Nah, what's up, Gina? Hey, Gina, what's up? Hell yeah. Let's get right into this, bro. because there's a lot of information. One, if I'm going to sit there and when people ask me, like, what do you believe happened? And I actually believe that the mic did explode, I want to be able to get the person to understand why I believe that specific narrative. So this is the one reason why I wanted to actually go over this with you and everybody, is just so that we can all kind of understand the information that is available to us at this present time. The things that Candace Owens that be dropping, bro. Every day Candace Owens is dropping bombs, bro. Shout out Candace Owens. Hopefully one day we get to meet. I don't know. We'll see. But let's get right up in here.
Conspiracy theory that Charlie Kirk may have actually been killed by his Rode microphone.
It looks like something that might have been his microphone pack exploded, and that had something to do with it. Well, immediately there was a video out trying to slander me and discredit me. I'm like, uh-oh, so there's something to that.
But I think it was one of these. But did you see that exploding mic theory? Did you guys talk about that on here?
I've heard that theory, but I don't know if that makes sense.
I love you guys, everybody. The audio's low.
Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because we are going on a journey, which actually begins on August 23rd, 2022. There's a man named Mark A. Leety, and he died in a rather bizarre accident. The initial story is that he was in his backyard messing around with his burn barrel when something suddenly exploded. And they don't know what exactly it is that exploded in that burn barrel, but something did and caused a piece of shrapnel to hit his neck and end his life. Mark Leety was just 48 years young. Take a listen to local news coverage of the event.
It's being called a freak accident. A healthy, active 48-year-old killed when something inside the burn barrel he was using ignited, causing an explosion, sending shrapnel flying through the air.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Chris Leety is still trying to process the death of his younger brother, Mark.
He was burning papers or whatever. This was the story that I got, and something exploded. Something was in there. Something exploded, and a piece had come up, and that was it. I'm still in shock. At some point, I will try to put my arms around it, but at this point now, I can't.
The Leety family still doesn't know what ignited inside the barrel that caused that explosion.
How curious, okay? His neck hit with a piece of shrapnel from an explosive. You can obviously tell that his brother has questions about that narrative. And he wasn't the only one, by the way. Mark Leety's best friends had questions as well. One of his friends in particular, who he had known since high school, did not fully accept the burn barrel narrative. The first reason was due to what Mark Leety did for a living. Mark Leety, not mentioned here in that news clip, was a supervisor for a company called Surefire Wireline LLC. That is in Kittanning, Pennsylvania.
Okay, first and foremost, I just want to ask, does anyone not know what the fuck just was shown? I just need to know. Yeah, that rip did it caught me by the boo-boo just a little bit. Does anyone not have any idea of what she was just talking about? Okay, we got to go back. Let's just go back real fast. What's up, Melissa? Everybody's coming up in here. Okay, this is what I do need, though. I need Queen Trip, if you can hear me. Can you hear me, Queen Trip? I need the air turned up just a little bit so that the fan down here will turn off. It's quite loud. I'm actually thinking that I need to figure out some sort of, because this is where my desk is, I'm actually thinking I need to figure out some sort of soundproofing of this area where my AC and my fucking cooling unit in my home is. Do you guys like disco music? I like disco music, bro. Let's see here. Yeah, we're talking about the mic. Louder, louder, louder. We are talking about the mic, bro. Can I just play a song for you guys real quick? I'm going to close out of this so I can play this song real quick. Welcome. I just want to play a little music for you. Maybe I have this little bit of wine. Just got my belly feeling all warm. Maybe. So what? Okay, ready? You might reset me get down.
Orange pig. America first? Oops. Oh boy.
This is the slogan you stole.
But baby's pulling strings and your vote is getting cold. We're not just fighting for Iran. Hear this clear. Your people reached out to us. Yeah, we got the DMs here. If one nation's gonna stand against the Epstein regime's fear, it's us till the last breath. We've been doing it for years. We're standing here for everyone. Your system ever wrong, they've known all along. The enemy was always you. The real threat wore a suit and sung a patriotic song while selling their own citizens and calling it strong. Stealing from your own people, making them bleed, taking tax dollars just to fund your own greed. They waking up to the lies, the illusions of burst. You screamed America first, now you put losers first. Make Israel great again. The government is run by pedophiles. They ordered you to die for Israel. They ordered you to die for Israel. They lied to you all. You saw everything. If the public ever saw the files, man, the planet would shake from the level of filth and the crimes in your wake. No wonder Jeff called you the worst, you degenerate snake. You claimed you never set foot. You went 40 plus times. You sick bastard, you cooked. We stepping up to the plate. Epstein regime gotta fall. You fake Christian elite sacrificing the ball. Demon, you talk real big for a man with tiny hands. Tiny hands, tiny things, tiny everything. We saw everything, and word got out. The smallness kinda expands. No wonder all those rage tweets, all those desperate rants. Overcompensating bully, always causing the scene. You said you love losers. Well, look at your team. Your government is run by. Your government is run by pedophiles. They ordered you to die for Israel. They ordered you to die for Israel. They lied to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know if you can hear my fucking dogs tripping out upstairs, but just is what it is. Anybody else fucking love from Malaysia? What the hell? Malaysia? Prestige worldwide, wide. You know what I mean? I'm a little bit more autistic today than I am normally. You're going to have to excuse me.
Buckle up.
Buckle up.
Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because we are going on a journey, which actually begins on August 23rd, 2022. There was a man named Mark A. Leety, and he died in a rather bizarre accident. The initial story is that he was in his backyard messing around with his burn barrel when something suddenly exploded. And they don't know what exactly it is that exploded in that burn barrel, but something did and caused a piece of shrapnel to hit his neck and end his life. Mark Leety was just 48 years young. Take a listen to local news coverage of the event.
It's being called a freak accident. A healthy, active 48-year-old killed when something inside the burn barrel he was using ignited, causing an explosion, sending shrapnel flying through the air.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
Chris Leedy is still trying to process the death of his younger brother, Mark.
He was burning papers or whatever. This was the story that I got, and something was in there. Something exploded, and a piece had come up, and that was it. I'm still in shock. At some point, I will try to put my arms around it, but at this point now, I can't.
The Leedy family still doesn't know what ignited inside the barrel that caused that explosion.
Okay. This, now that I was paying attention and it was a little bit more slowed down, this is building on what she's going to disclose later in this. So there was a person named Mark Leedy who was outside, had a burn barrel, which is just like a big steel barrel that, they put things in to burn, which it contains it, correct? And something inside of that blew up, and shrapnel came and it ended his life. She's just giving that context to build on to what she's about to say more. You guys, picking up what I'm laying down what I'm picking up?
How curious. Okay. His neck hit with a piece of shrapnel from an explosive. You can obviously tell that his brother has questions about that narrative. And he wasn't the only one, by the way. Mark Leedy's best friends had questions as well. One of his friends in particular, who he had known since high school, did not fully accept the burn barrel narrative. The first reason was due to what Mark Leedy did for a living. Mark Leedy, not mentioned here in that news clip, was a supervisor for a company called Surefire Wireline LLC. That is in Kittanning, Pennsylvania, okay? Surefire Wireline works with oil and gas companies, and they specialize in what's known as pump down perforating for oil and gas wells. Don't worry, I'll explain it to you. You don't need to know much. Essentially, what it means.
Real quick, while we're here live on stream, she said Surefire Wire Line, like Line, Surefire Wire Line. I'm pretty sure Webb has like some a data set that might have some of this stuff. The fossil fuel and climate documents, Surefire Wire Line. Let me just come up over here. We go to now we go like this. Oh yeah, because we go back like this. It's on the Twitch web. We go click here like this. Add to investigating canvas. Just so you guys know, I don't know if you know. Let me go ahead and just send you straight there. I'm going to show you what I'm about to show you. And this platform, web, theweb.io. I just dropped it in every chat. $5 a month. $5 for your first month. Correct me. $5 for your first month. You can mess around with web yourself. It's got all the Epstein files. As you can see, it's got the Tyler Robinson court dockets. It's got pharmaceutical litigation, the COVID-19 release by Tulsi Gabbard, the 9/11 FIOA files. It's got the cold case files, the UFO files that the government has been disclosing over the last few months. Theweb.io, $5 for your first month. This is not a paid advertisement. This is dead ass something I use almost every stream. But we're going to come up over here to look at something. Okay. Is there any information on the company Surefire Wireline? Let's see. Dang, we're hitting some hitters. Maybe not. Didn't match any of the documents. All right, we're just trying to connect some dots. Shout out Kevin is a Human, Ian Carroll, Webb, and Buyer. Just a quick little advertisement. Go download Buyer. But that's about it. That's it. Back over here. Neither one of those are paid advertisements. I actually genuinely use both of those platforms a lot. Buyer and Web.
Is that they punch holes so that oil and gas can flow through horizontally. Okay, now why am I telling you that? Why do we need to know about that? Because that technique requires the use of a very specific explosive known as PETN. Think back to when you used to watch like Bugs Bunny, the Road Runner, and they always had the TNT explosive. Well, things have been updated since, and now the favorite explosive that is used is PETN, okay? So Mark Leedy's high school friend, one of his best friends, did not believe that he had died because he just burned some random stuff in a barrel, because he knew that Mark had access to very dangerous explosives, and also that Mark knew how to deal with them, right? He was particularly careful with those explosives. He knew how to handle them, rather. And then there's this. Allegedly, Mark A. Leedy had confessed to his longtime high school friend just a week before he died that he had illegally taken some explosives from his job. The ATF was apparently investigating him for this. At least that's what was told to what Courtney Fief, who was a former ATF agent, confided to somebody that he had this confession a week before he died. By the way, just as a general question, why would any person want to steal explosives from work, right? To be clear, just a tiny bit, a couple of grams of PETN causes a massive explosion. I'm going to demonstrate for you guys in a little bit. So it begs the question, what could a person do with larger amounts of it? Is there like a black market for those types of explosive? Otherwise, why risk blowing yourself up, taking it from work, getting into trouble, being investigated by the feds? Was there somebody on the outside that was seeking to buy it in larger quantities on the side? The answer is I don't know. What I do know is what happened on July 13th, 2024, just 30 minutes away from Kittanning, Pennsylvania. And this happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. Trump survived an assassination attempt while on stage at his rally. The sad part is that Mark Leedy's longtime high school friend, who didn't exactly buy the narrative of the barrel, he did not survive. Mark Leedy's friend's name was Corey Comparator. Yes, it was Corey Comparator who Mark Leedy had confided his secret to, that he had done something that he wasn't supposed to. But again, I'll ask the question, to what end? Did he tell Corey more about what he was doing with those explosives? Sadly, neither man is alive today. As we know, Corey and his family had quite an odd evening the night of the Butler rally in Pennsylvania, because they weren't supposed to be in the front of the audience to see President Trump speak. In fact, Corey had grabbed regular tickets for he and his family. They were amongst the crowd. So they were quite surprised when, while waiting in a large crowd, an unknown woman asked them if they'd like to be escorted to the very front. Who was this woman?
You guys hearing what I'm hearing? Thumbs up, thumbs down, poop emojis, alien, mushroom, whatever it is you're compelled to comment. So let me just recap everything that I am understanding was just said. Mark Leedy was a man who supposedly had a piece of shrapnel blow up inside of a burn barrel and kill him. This specific man, Mark Leedy, worked for a company that made some sort of explosive material. I can't remember right off the tip of my head, starts with a P. Allegedly was about to be investigated by the ATF for supposedly stealing some of this explosive material. He confided in his best friend that he stole some of this explosive material. And his best friend just so happened to go to Butler, Pennsylvania, buy regular general admission tickets, walk inside the event. Some random lady walks up to him, asks him if he would like better seats. He moves into those better seats, and then he gets shot and he ends his life when the target was Donald Trump. Mind you, I kind of understand at least a little bit what Candace is saying about the exploding mic. I've watched the Jesse on Fire talk about this. Basically, the chemical that is allegedly inside of the exploding road mic theory is the same chemical that this individual, Mike Leedy, supposedly stole and was being investigated by the ATF. Correct? Are we all on the same page? Is that where you were understanding as well? Were you preoccupied and weren't necessarily paying full attention? Which one? Because I hope somebody was listening the full thing. I think that, yeah, fuck Trump. I don't want to listen to what he's about to say. He's about to tell us why we're about to kill more people in the Middle East. Or he's about to say, We are not alone. I don't know. So I just wanted to make sure that I kind of was understanding what everyone else is understanding, because the way I perceive things sometimes is just way abstract and out there. So I just wanted to make sure that I was on the same page, that everybody kind of just understood it as me. And if they didn't understand it as me, then speak out and say, no, I just saw it like this. But that's what I'm pretty sure she was saying. Corey's the guy that got shot behind Trump at Butler, Pennsylvania. Crazy how that thing called coincidences just happen.
Surely, with so many cameras reporting live from the rally, someone must have captured this moment. Who was it that had the authority to make such a move happen? That's a big authority, right? Corey Comparator then is shot in the head. It's worth noting that Mark A. Leedy is also friends with various members of the Crooks family on Facebook. That, of course, could just be a small town coincidence. We can't really extrapolate anything from that. I'm just mentioning it as a fact because it is one. Anyway, let's hit fast forward again. Just
Whoa.
That thing that just made things just a little bit more weird. This was the week of that rally, actually. Let's just clarify right now. Aren't we somewhere like a 1-year anniversary after the Butler, Pennsylvania assassination attempt on Donald Trump?
Yes, the attempted assassination on Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania took place on July 13th, 2024.
Fucking weird synchronicities. Oh my goodness, bro. Thank you, Vox. Thank you so much for gifting some subs on Kick, bro. You're the best, bro. Thank you, bro. Everybody got gifted subs. The cool thing is, to be honest, on Kick, there is actually no ads. That's what's one of the things that's kind of different than Twitch, is that there's no ads even if you don't subscribe. The subscriptions, honestly, if you subscribe, it's just actually only just helping me. If I'm being 100% honest with you, it's just you if you want to help and support me and my channel, gifting subs on Kick, it just really just goes to me, because it doesn't necessarily on Twitch. One of the perks of subscribing is that you don't have to watch advertisements that Amazon is trying to show you. But Kick doesn't show ads. The gifted subs is all just out of the kindness of the viewers' hearts. So I appreciate you so much, Vox, for gifting those subs, bro. I appreciate you more than you could ever know, because I need it now more than most people even realize. But let's get right back into this.
2 months after the Butler shooting, Comparator loses his life. And then a never-before-seen terror attack is executed with precision, which involves PETN explosives. On September 17th and on September 18th of 2024, there was a massive series of pager explosions across Lebanon and Syria.
Oh, and I guess I should also preface this. If you are on, because if at any time, like all of a sudden we get started spam with bots on Kick, or just weird ass people coming up in there, I will just potentially turn it to a subscriber only. For some reason, the Kick app, if you're just doing it through the app, Kick will only allow you to gift subs. But you can subscribe for yourself if you go through the web browser. That's what I've come to find out. This is my second week streaming on Kick. I'm just coming to realize all of this. But I appreciate all of you guys for being here. There's never one time any obligation for anyone ever to subscribe or ever buy merch whatsoever. I just, if I need people to buy merch, I have to tell people I need people I want people to buy merch. I have to say it, you know what I'm saying? So I just don't want to feel like I'm repetitive. And if I do sound like that, I'm sorry. But the show must go on.
Than 3,000 people and killing 12 people, including 2 children. I'm going to allow you to listen to these survivor stories of people who were not the intended targets. Take a listen.
On a normal day in September 2024, Hussein Taini was playing at home in southern Lebanon when an unfamiliar noise rang out from his dad's pager.
بس هيدي الرمي كانت كتير غريبة ولما جد انه حملتها قربت كتير على عيوني يعني عطتني كلمة ايرور وسهم عشان اكبس اوكي اجيت بدي اكبس اوكي انفجرت.
In another home in southern Lebanon, Sarah Jafal had no time to respond after picking up a family member's pager. She has undergone 45 surgeries in 9 months, with additional procedures to come, including reconstructive surgery on her face and fingers. She has lost 4 fingers in the attack, 2 of which are now fused together, and is waiting to receive a prosthetic right eye. While Hezbollah has admitted that most of the dead and wounded were its fighters or staff, the explosions also seriously injured many civilians.
Okay. So you should know that the pagers were rigged, as I told you, with PETN explosive. The intended target were Hezbollah operatives. But what I want to draw your attention to is just the trajectory of their injuries, right? So these people, they heard the pager go off, whether it was their dad's pager or their uncle's pager, they went to go grab the...
Okay, I think I'm making this connection here because I think I was incorrect. Maybe... In Butler, Pennsylvania, when there was an attempted assassination on Donald Trump, who was the individual, what was his name, that actually lost their life?
The individual who lost their life during the attempted assassination on Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania, was Corey Comparator, a 50-year-old firefighter from Starver, PA.
Nope, I was not wrong. I was right. For some reason, I thought that Candace Owens said that someone had lost their life a few weeks after the Butler, Pennsylvania situation, so I was just kind of quietly analyzing to make sure that what I said was correct about the fact that this dude's homie was the dude that had the barrel blow up, and this same chemical that this dude allegedly stole and was investigated by the ATF is the same explosive chemical that they will trace back to the pagers in Lebanon that Israel sent over there to take out Hezbollah operatives. And then Benjamin Netanyahu gave Donald Trump a golden pager. Seems weird.
Pager, they held it in their hands, and to get it to go off, you had to hit the OK button. Hit the OK button, and it subsequently exploded. This is why it took off their fingers. In one case, it took off a person's nose because it means its trajectory is going from here to here. And in many cases, it took out their eye because they were looking at it. Okay? PETN, exploding, shrapnel, and of course, because of the shrapnel, they have cuts all over their faces. So we know who did this, obviously, because they were very proud that they did this. It was Israel. How did they do it? Well, they interrupted the supply chain of pagers by creating a bunch of fake shell companies and selling the rigged pagers to people who were affiliated with Hezbollah. Admittedly, by the way, kind of genius. The thought of how they infiltrated was, well, pagers are a very dated technology, and there are only so many people who are mass buying pagers.
Whoa. We got some new peeps up in here I gotta say hello to. I gotta bring you guys up in closer. What's up? Scruffmeister's here. I see Simone, Claire, Julia, Nicole, Dominic. What's good? I see Scotty just jumped up in here. Julia P333. You've been up in here for a little while. I just haven't said hello to you, so I wanted to say hi. Just saying. I just wanted to say hi. Just get in here nice and close, boy. Hello there, mate. Top of the morning to you, Scott. How's it going, governor? If you're here, say what's up. I want to know who's up in here watching, chilling. Just want to know. You know, there's this weird thing that happens when, oh, Pretty Ricky, I know you're up in here already. There's a weird thing that happens sometimes, bro, when fucking you create content. I don't know if there's necessarily, I don't know anybody that resonates in that same kind of energy as I do in the content creating aspect, but Bro, you think there's motherfuckers that stalk, bro? I think haters stalk. They just like watch. And they just like fucking pay attention. Because they just don't like you. You know what I'm saying, bro? Oh my goodness. I was trying to be all dramatic and I had the mics mixed up. But I feel like they're stalkers, bro. I feel like fucking there's people that come up in my shit sometimes and they just watch me, bro. They don't ever say anything ever. They hate us because they ain't us. But I think sometimes people come up here because sometimes the numbers will tell me like how many people are in each little chat, whether it's Twitch, YouTube, Kick, or Facebook. Sometimes the numbers be like not matching on the people that will respond to anything. Like sometimes there's like 15 people on Facebook and only like 2 people. 2 people will comment alien emojis. You know what I mean? Makes me feel like they're stalking me. I don't know. And then just exponentially, I just get weirder and weirder. I'm just like, comment, dude. Comment an alien, bro. Come on, dude. Comment Team Human. Just kidding. What's up, C. Dean's in the house. I'm just chilling, bro. Just trying to have a good time, bro. Sometimes the energy gets too serious, bro. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Can I tell you guys something? Let me show you guys something, bro. Can I let you guys in on just a little sneak peek ski? Let me show you, bro. I gotta show it. Just a little sneak peek, bro. Just the littlest of sneakest of all the peakists. I can't really show you all of it because I don't want to necessarily breach the barrier. You know what I'm saying? But I will show you this. I gotta screenshot it, dude. Screenshot that shit. You guys want to hear my conversation with Mind Unveiled that we've had off in the cut in the background? Anyone, you know what I'm saying? Did you guys not hear, bro? Did you guys not hear, dude? Okay, so I made a video, bro. I made a video about the cover of the Bible. You might have seen it on my social media platforms. For some reason, if it's on YouTube, it's longer than 3 minutes. I don't want to post like videos when it's in like phone form. But I posted the video. I posted it to my story. I think what if it's still on his story? You think so? I don't think so. Anyways, he reposted it. He's seen the video, bro. You guys want to see where this is like 10:30 in the morning today, and we connected yesterday, bro. There's all gas, no brakes. All right, you guys ready for this? Here's a little sneaker peeker. All right, so I said at 10:30 a.m. You can see it up here on the top, bro. I said, hey, bro, can I ask you a question? Well, a couple actually. Like, what started you on this journey? And now that you have all of this information, do you find it difficult to stay grounded? Since you've uncovered the truth about magic, have you found ways to use it inside of your own life? He said, I have uncovered the truth of magic, but don't do sorcery and don't force things and flow. It all started with lucid dreaming. I made a video at the beginning of the channel. I think it's the 3rd video. And from there, I truly wanted to know what that was. I didn't know what lucid dreaming was or outer body experiences. I just flowed. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to hit him with the boom, bop, bing, bop, beat him and let him know that I was paying attention to his last video about the Bible, bro. You know what I mean? Where he just kept referencing water, dude. And so I said, and just like water, it flowed to you. He says, I'd say so. One must not force and carve their own path, but follow the signs to learn their own. See, even just talking normal, bro, he's like cryptic, bro. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like too into this or something, you know? Yeah, that's why I screenshotted it, babe. And then this is what I wanted to say. This is what I wanted to show you. Mostly, I just wanted to show it, but I understand what you're saying, babe. I said, wanted to ask him about the homunculus, dude. I said, the Epstein stuff is way darker than anyone thinks, bro. The toddler robots, what the fuck? The epigenetics, etc. And if the Christ child was a homunculus, then there have been tons of them. And this idea to build AI robots are just modern brazen heads. He said, I'll say this. They definitely have had AI for much longer than we are told. I can't wait, dude. I told him, dude. I told him, bro. I told him, I said, hey. For some reason, it modded your comment, GMC McDougal. But yeah, I told him, I said, bro, tell me when Bible Unveiled 2, part 2 is dropping, bro, and I'll freaking live stream it. I'll live stream it the second you drop it, bro. I'll already be up on there waiting for it to drop, bro. Mind Unveiled. I told him that I live stream it all the time, bro, when we watched his stuff, bro. He made a comment about the fact that he wants to join up on here one of these lives. So if you happen to see this one, you're the shit, Mind Unveiled. You know what I mean? I'm telling you what, not only me, bro. I told him, I said, bro, we watched like all your videos on my stream, bro. And he was like, what? No way. He's like, I'm just barely finding out about it. It's pretty tight, bro. I just kind of fangirled a little bit. You know what I mean? I just kind of felt like what a like 14-year-old girl would feel like if she like fucking met Taylor Swift or something. I'm just kidding. I'm not that gay, but you know what I mean? I did fangirl for a little bit, bro.
Right? Not many people are bulk purchasing them, so to speak. But the exact details of where they interrupted the supply chain, how they manufactured these pagers, how they amassed the PE-10, or where they amassed the PE-10 explosive from, where that assembly took place of the rig tech, all that information remains.
For real, bro. Dude, for real. I'm telling you, bro. Pretty Ricky, there's some of you guys that have been in here since day one, bro. Watching that 10-hour documentary, bro. It took us like 3 weeks of streams, bro. Telling you, bro. It was such a trek, bro. I think I even have it right there, right above my head. It is the homunculus. Dude, that was like I swear, bro, that was like a straight up initiation, bro, into something, bro. I don't even know what to call it, but I was initiated into some symbolism and shit I ain't never thought I was gonna ever see my whole life, and it's changed the way I see the whole world, bro. Like dead ass, that was like the first Mind Unveiled video, bro. Let's do that. I'll find out when exactly that was that we streamed the homunculus, and we're gonna have a fucking it probably, bro, depending, maybe, I don't know, bro, maybe we freaking I don't know, bro. You know what I was thinking? You know what would be so cool, bro? You know how fucking Mind Unveiled, he has like the fucking little sun as his face when he talks. It's not so much in his newer stuff, but in more of his older stuff, he had like the sun face and everything, bro. I was fucking thinking, dude, you know how cool it would be if I could get him up on the stream, and if he didn't want to show his face, because obviously he's exposing and talking about some pretty crazy shit, to be honest with you, so I could completely understand why he has yet to even show what his real face looks like on his channel itself. But to get it to where like somehow it's like a filter, bro, of that the sun he uses on the stream and have it talk, bro. Oh, that shit would be sick, bro. Dude, we'll never be the same after the homunculus, bro. If you don't know what it is, bro, I dropped it in the Discord. If you guys aren't in the Discord, bro, you got to get in the Discord. I dropped the homunculus video in the red pill chat. But I can drop it now in the chat for people to watch. Everybody probably already knows. I mean, I don't need to drop it. Do I need to drop it? You know. Let's just keep going.
It's unknown. What is known is how proud the Mossad was and is of their ability to infiltrate specifically companies and organizations. And I'm just going to let you listen to one of the Mossad agents applauding their abilities to do just that following the pager attack, of how they did it. Take a listen.
We have an incredible array of possibilities of creating foreign companies that have no way being traced back to Israel, shell companies over shell companies who affect the supply chain to our favor. We create a pretend world. We are a global production company. We write the screenplay. We're the directors. We're the producers. We're the main actors. The world is our stage.
Whoa.
You comprehend who that is sitting behind the table, right? Like, I'm not the only one that understands that, like, the implication by 60 Minutes is that person that's behind the table is someone that's part of Mossad. And he basically just said that they run the entire planet like a big ass Truman Show, like a production. That seems weird. Does that not seem weird to you? I mean, it seems weird as shit to me. I just dropped the Discord in all chats if you wanted to join our Discord chat. Like I said, we were just, spitting game about the homunculus video that will change your life if you watch it. I promise you won't be the same human. But I dropped it in the Discord. I just dropped the Discord link in all the chats. Please come hang out on the Discord. It's just basically everybody who continuously shows up every day on my streams. It's up in the Discord. You know what I mean? A whole bunch of people. We actually have almost broke 300 people up in the group chat. That's basically what it is. It's like one big group chat with a whole bunch of categories of chat. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep going.
So the company in Taiwan, Gold Apollo, did they know that they were working with people from Mossad?
Gold Apollo had zero clue that they are working with the Mossad.
And neither did Hezbollah.
When they are buying from us, they have zero clue that they are buying from the Mossad. We make like Truman Show. Everything is controlled by us behind the scene. In their experience, everything is normal. Everything was 100% kosher, including businessmen, marketing, engineers, showroom, everything.
I just want to point out, every time I've heard this one statement, bro, when he says everything's kosher, like everything's kosher, literally dead ass, bro, means like it's all good, right? Isn't that just like a weird, crazy coincidence that like the kosher food inside of the grocery store is supposed to symbolize to the Jewish culture that this food is good for you. It's not filled with any poisons. It follows the restrict kosher diet, exactly how there's nothing else that can be added to it, just exactly what the kosher diet says. And so that word kosher is just a weird word that also means like it's all good. Don't worry about it, bro. It's all kosher. This is a weird coincidence. I don't know.
It's just amazing. We create a Truman Show. We are the directors, the actors, the performers. Everything in your life will be fake, and we will be pressing play. It's just incredible that when I say it, it sounds like an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. When they say it, it's just like, you know, we're taking credit for what we do. We're the best at this and we're sophisticated. And
like, to be honest, can we just okay, bro, there's a human on the other side of this video, right? Like on the other side of the screen. Yeah, I can't really see you, but I know you're there. It's crazy, right? If we say that shit, bro, we're like, oh, that crazy anti-Semite, that fucking crazy conspiracist. He's a conspiracy theorist. But they can go on 60 Minutes, bro. That's like part of the mainstream media, bro. Like fucking, let me just find out real fast. How long has the show or the news segment 60 Minutes been a part of the primetime news?
The show 60 Minutes has been part of primetime news since it premiered on CBS on September 24th, 1968. That means it has been
1968. This little news segment has been like a news segment that has directed and narrated history for fucking like 60 years plus, 60 plus. If they're still around, they should be, you know, like, I guess it's subjective. I guess what you could say is credible, right? Obviously, everything's fake and gay, and potentially you can never ever watch. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, even me, bro. I'll be honest. You can't watch content creators, bro, and there not be some sort of bias in some sort of way. Like having a bias about a situation is literally like having an opinion about something. So like everything is biased regardless of what it is. There's not really at all very many people that like are able to give information, especially if they do it in any sort of capacity, like creating content or on the TV or on the news or whatever, independent journalism. There's always there is a slight bias. You can see it regardless. I mean, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it is because people are biased about certain things. That's what makes us have opinions, and that's what we're able to be biased, and we're able to talk about why we're biased because we live in a country that allows us to have free speech, right? Let's get back up in here.
And we'd like to tell you here on 60 Minutes. Anyway, I want to also show you a graphic which demonstrates exactly how they were able to rig the pagers with the explosive. This graphic was provided by Reuters, who estimated that they used just 6 grams of PETN explosive to accomplish this far-reaching attack. Just 6 grams put inside of a functional pager. That's important too, because they actually had to make sure that they didn't put enough so as to render the pager ineffective. They had to just put enough that it would explode. Here you go. On that left-hand side, you can see where it's pointing to the detonation material. Tiny, tiny. You got the battery cell and the detonation material right there on the bottom, the PETN explosive. It's a very, very thin amount. It's incredible, 6 grams. Why am I telling you that? Now, assuming that Reuters is accurate, we can then reasonably assert that 6 grams of PETN is not enough to confidently kill someone, right? They only killed 12 out of 3,000 people. You can also confidently assess that they would have to use more if they wanted to guarantee more fatalities, right? I mean, in that regard, I would say the operation was kind of a failure because it demonstrated without question their precision, and it was psychologically damaging, no doubt, but in terms of real-world consequences, you don't want to just take off the fingers of your enemies. That's only going to strengthen their resolve against you while they are still very much alive. Anyway, it got me wondering, if 6 grams could take out fingers and eyes, how much PETN explosive would you need to guarantee a fatality? What would that look like? What would the size of that injury look like on a person? And so I decided to research and see if there were maybe some random YouTube channels that were dedicated to demonstrating doubling that amount, maybe tripling that amount, and seeing what would happen. And ladies and gentlemen, I am not kidding you when I say that this was the very first video that I stumbled across on YouTube, just typing in PETN explosive. And it was just guys that were using 20 grams of PETN explosive within a tiny capsule. And they were using it against bulletproof glass to see what would happen. And I want you to pay very close attention to what this person says, because I could not believe my ears. I was freaking out. Take a listen.
20 gram booster PETN charge. We're going to use it against the transaction window to see what the results are.
This is the first one that went the way that I expected it to go. Yeah. I didn't expect the half pounder to make like a laser beam through the guy's head. It's about the same as a gunshot. This is NIJ4 rated glass, from a 30-06. It's about the same foot diameter.
It's about the same as a gunshot from a 30-06. If you shot it against that bulletproof glass, you heard him correctly. I promise you. That was the first one I hit. He decided, and same results as a 30-06.
Speaking of which, let's just come up over here. Can you please locate when they were talking about the smallest fragment of the bullet, which was the only piece that they were able to test out of the 4 pieces that were given to the ATF out of the 7 pieces collected by the FBI, something about the diameter that was assumed based off of the parameter of the fragment and how it didn't match a 30-06. Where's Tyler Robinson's data set at? Let's just put the Tyler Robinson data set in here. All right. Come up over here to new chat. No caps locks. I'm not yelling. From the Tyler Robinson case. Oh no, I gotta go back. Where's it at, bro? She was talking about how the diameter of the bullet fragment, wasn't there mentions of the one fragment that was able to be tested. The conclusion was that it didn't match the diameter of a 30-06. Oh my gosh, dude. Why did I have to just go to the Tyler Robinson case only by itself? Because we're going to watch it together. Because she said it's, I just think it's funny that everybody wants to talk about there being a 30-06. But how many people actually even recognized? I didn't recognize this, honestly, until Candace Owens said something. But here it is. Let's see here. The diameter testimony. The ATF examiner testified that the 6A bullet jacket fragment had the diameter of a 0.28 to a 301 inches. Let's listen to it ourselves.
The range of the diameter for the 6A bullet jacket fragment was 0.286 to 0.301 inches.
Okay, what page are you looking at?
It's page 13.
Now, so this is your documentation of the diameter measurement, and then on the right there, LIMP, that's measurement of the land width, correct?
The land impression width, yes.
And these are all general characteristics, or class characteristics, right?
Okay. The diameter of the bullet was just, it's pretty close to a 30-06. You know what I'm saying? But it is also a little smaller. Based off of what this is showing, the diameter is 0.28 to 30.6. This is 0.30. So this is like a smaller bullet, right? I'm pretty sure. You tell me if I'm wrong. Because she said right here, the reason for providing the range, she explained the damage and the deformity to the base. So at times it wasn't a perfect circle. So it was important to me to give a range of what those diameter measurements were.
Could you tell us what we're looking at here?
This is the results of that general rifling characteristic, or the GRC search.
All right, and what did you determine in terms of, just based on the class characteristics, what weapons could have fired the 6A bullet?
There were several different 30 caliber class firearms that could have fired the bullet.
And they're listed here, correct?
Correct.
Could you tell us what the initials PI and RI and PR mean in the far right-hand column?
They refer to different types of firearms, so rifles, revolvers, machine guns, any type of firearm.
And what are the pistol ones? How is that designated? PI or?
Correct.
And what is RB?
Bolt action.
Bolt action. So based on the class characteristics, any of these weapons could have fired that bullet?
They could have possibly fired the bullet jacket fragment, yes.
Okay, so this is what I'm seeing. Tell me if you guys are seeing the same thing, possibly. Okay, so here we're just gonna go right to the 30-06, right? The 30-06 Springfield. It says that the only possible 30-06 bullets that this thing could belong to would be a U.S. military weapon or a Winchester. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the gun that the FBI found that Tyler allegedly used was a Mauser? I know. I that's the thing though. I mean, personally, if I'm just being honest with you, I think it was the exploding mic. That's the only thing that makes sense, because the only other option is that it was a 30-06, which all of us know would have literally just annihilated any sort of skin. It wouldn't have it wouldn't have been able to. He didn't have a Superman neck, bro. That's all I'm trying to say. So look, this is what it says. We are seeing this together. Based off of her analysis, the only 30-06 bullets that this thing could match is U.S. military weapons or Winchesters. This gun he used is a Mauser 98. I'm pretty positive, I don't want to sound silly, but I'm pretty sure a Mauser and a Winchester are two separate guns. So if it was if the only option is that it was a U.S. military weapon, because where it says U.S. military weapon, we obviously don't know what the make and model of these weapons are. Weird. Let's just keep listening to her. Shout out Webb.
Okay, now let's go back to the examination of the other two measures, subclass characteristics and individual characteristics. Is one of the reasons you look at subclass characteristics because they can be confused with individual characteristics.
That is a concern, yes.
In fact, your manual says that, right? It's important to rule in or out subclass characteristics to avoid the danger of confusing them with individual characteristics.
Okay, so I just have to clarify before we go back over to Candace Owens. Just I gotta say a few things. You might have heard a lot of people saying that the bullet fragment didn't match the gun. That is accurate, but it's not any more accurate as much as it did match the gun. The measurement was inconclusive. There was as many irregularities as there were regularities, so they couldn't determine if it was or wasn't, because of the comparison was too close to be able to make a determination. So if you are hearing people say, oh, they couldn't match the gun, that's true, but that's not all the truth. So, but the reason I wanted to take that little side tangent up over to Webb when she keeps saying the 30-06 is I just wanted to have myself, as well as yourself, a little bit more information about what was actually presented as evidence in the courtroom versus what Candace Owens is saying, because just like we had just discovered through using Webb, the gun they recovered that Tyler Robinson allegedly used was a Mauser 98. The ATF report said that the only way that this bullet jacket fragment could be from a 30-06 was either a Winchester or a military weapon. So you tell me, I don't know. The whole thing sounds fucking just so insane. Like a fucking blowing up microphone, bro.
20 grams of PETN mimics the punch of a 30-06 bullet. Unbelievable. I want to be clear, this video was not posted to prove or debunk any conspiracy theories. In fact, it was published back in May of 2025. Charlie was very much alive. That's a full 4 months before Charlie was murdered. This was merely just par for the course on a channel that focuses on testing explosives and guns. there's no aim for them. They're just, this is what they do. This is how they have fun. So it is fascinating that they are saying it mimics the diameter of a 30-06 bullet, especially given the persistent conspiracy theory that Charlie's Rode mic was rigged with PETN explosive. I haven't much spoken about that because I wasn't a PETN expert until this Butler situation, speaking with people close to the situation, telling me about this strange set of circumstances and the possibility of some explosives ring. And I went, wait, what? What are we talking about? The conspiracy theory, right? They always end up being true. But conspiracy.
Yep. They always end up being true. Can everybody just put your hand up if you're a conspiracy theorist? I mean, if you are, you got nothing to be ashamed of because we're like up 40-0 or something. You know what I mean? We've been everything. Us conspiracy theorists over here have been saying all just fucking seems to be coming true the more and more time goes on, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Check on your conspiracy theorist friend because that motherfucker's probably just having a grand old time, or he's not because everything he predicted is coming true and now he's starting to trip the fuck out. I guess we'll never know.
Theory that Charlie Kirk may have actually been killed by his Rode microphone, which was rigged with an explosive. Now, I have always thought there was something there, okay? It was a theory that was at first posited by an ex-user named John Bray, and you should go down that rabbit hole. He has done so much work on this. Really, truly, he has worked on this since September. He brought it to my attention when we were the people who exclusively revealed the pictures from the inside of the SUV that carried Charlie to the hospital. And John Bray reached out to me at that time and he said, hey, that's the piece of evidence that I'm looking for, the shattered plastic from Charlie's Rode microphone. Now, before we get there, let me at first.
I'm just going to say this. You know, Julia did say this. She says, if you see the comment, she actually looks so pretty on this video. If I'm being honest with you, bro, I'm not trying to comment on how pretty Candace Owens is. But I will say this. She's smart, bro. I could only imagine, like, if you actually have listened to her talk for a lot long periods of time. You've watched, let's say you've been watching her for 3 months. Sure, you could say you don't believe the things that she's been talking about, but she's thorough, bro. Like, could you imagine? Okay, so she puts out this thing, tips at CandaceOwens.com about a specific question, and she ends up getting that specific tip that she's looking for, okay? Imagine the thousands, like upon thousands of emails she has to go through, bro. And then they have to put the show together, bro. Like, I've been watching for a long time, bro. Look, how long would you say? I know Queen Trip's listening because I can hear her phone upstairs, but fuck, 4 years. I think, what was it, like right when this, I think it was right when she got, I don't know, when was it? 4 years ago? It's been a while, bro. I watched almost all of her stuff, bro. And I think that she's just a good journalist, bro, regardless of what you believe about her, bro. She's just a good journalist, and she tries to give the information as it is. But even in herself, does she have biases? Of course she has biases, bro. She hates Ben Shapiro. Just like the rest of us, bro. You know what I mean?
Back up and explain to you what this theory is, because there are probably a lot of people out there who are like me, like Ashley in the control room, who are just technologically challenged, right? Tons of people like us girlies who don't really care that much about how microphones operate and what styles and shapes they come in and what function they serve. I mean, if you don't work in tech, why would you know any of this stuff, actually? And so it's important to just always focus on the little details so you can follow along when we say Charlie's Rode microphone. So Charlie's preference was always to have a handheld mic. Okay, like this microphone, holding it on stage. Very simple. Same exact same as me. So when we toured together, the two of us always requested 2 handhelds. So some of the reasons we kind of make the joke, you don't really know what to do with your hands. We like to move around a lot. We're expressive, and it's just nice to have a handheld mic in your hand, and then you only have to worry about one hand. And you often would switch the mic. It kind of gives you something to do with your hands. Now, at this particular event on September 10th, and we did go backward, and it seems to me that this new installment of him having 2 mics may have began during his fall 2024 You're Being Brainwashed tour. Ironically, the very first tour that I did not do alongside Charlie because of the increasing pressure that was coming from his Zionists. Once I got fired from the Daily Wire, I didn't bend the knee, and then Charlie started getting harassed by Zionists, and we had to put our tour on ice because he was getting attacked. Anyway, it was during that tour, as far as we can see, that suddenly Charlie started using...
Thank you, Brand69. Thank you. If you're over on Kick, what's up? Who's up on Kick? Let me just, come on, if you guys are on Kick, let's go. I appreciate you so much, Scotty, bro. Dead ass, bro. Scotty's like one of the most positive motherfuckers I have ever met. And I never really even met him. He follows me and hangs out with me and talks to me and engages with me and learns with me and chills with me and shit. We love you around here, Scotty. Thank you so much.
Not just his handheld, but also a wireless microphone on top of it. Okay, so we're circling here. You can see, I'm going to explain what you're looking at, but you can also see he's holding a handheld. That's 2 mics. They're functionally the same. One is wireless and one is a handheld. To be fair here, there could be some internal reason why they began to do this, but I can tell you definitively that it is not how it was always done. I didn't have 2 mics on me when I was touring at Turning Point USA. Now, there is a mashup video of Charlie's 2024 events, and you can actually see this. We're going to scrub through very quickly that he goes from just having his handheld to suddenly having that redundancy built in of 2 microphones. I'm going to show you that here. Here's the...
From Australia. Let's go, Australia!
Prove me wrong event. You can see he's got the handheld. He doesn't have the wireless mic clipped onto him. Here is you can scroll through to the second debate. Yep, here's another one. He's got the handheld. There is you can play that a little bit so they can see his arm move around if you want, Sky, that he doesn't have a microphone that's also being clipped onto him. And then you can see come 2000, at the end, the You're Being Brainwashed tour. We're going to scroll through here. I don't know when exactly this event was, but I do know this was his fall 2024. Now you see he's got a Rode microphone clipped onto him on top of the handheld mic, okay? What has been posited that exploded on him is that beeper-sized Rode mic wireless, okay? That's what we are referring to when we say the wireless mic exploded. I'm going to now show you just a static picture of the wireless mic up close so you can see it. Okay, that's the Rode mic. And more crucially, there's a clip, a magnetic clip that is used to hold it. So that's the clip. And you can see in translucent here is the microphone. That clip is what you see on the outside of Charlie at the September event. That's a magnetic clip. It stays on Charlie the entire time. It never falls off of Charlie. Apparently, it holds like an incredible amount of weight. So the actual microphone, the Rode mic, is on the inside. So that's something new as well. So they got the microphone, that's the magnetic clip on the back, and on the inside of that is going to be his Rode microphone. Assuming he was using Rode, I think it's Rode that he's using, but that's going to be that Rode wireless mic on the inside. I know that's a lot of explaining, but I feel like it really helps people who aren't into tech like me. It's also important to understand how, because if we're talking about an explosive, we talked about that yesterday, and people lost it.
Oh my gosh, it's Freckles of Light. What's up? That's you, dude. What's up, dude?
Their fingers, and they had shrapnel on their face. It's important to understand how could an explosion travel directionally, right? How could it be contained, so to speak, if it's not like a bullet? You're saying, okay, his microphone is rigged. You're saying it exploded. If you're like me, you're thinking, well, wouldn't that just go everywhere and cause severe burns to Charlie? Wouldn't we be able to see severe burns onto Charlie in the process? So I want to make clear to you is not necessarily, because this isn't just like blowing up a bomb. Okay, obviously that's explosion as well. This would be what is known as a shaped charge. I've learned this recently, and John Bray was trying to explain it to me on X, and I was like, I don't comprehend how it could operate like a bullet. And he kept saying it's a shaped charge, it's a shaped charge. And finally, after I got into this Butler assassination, I suddenly found myself researching detonation cords and shaped charge, and now I comprehend what he meant, because functionally it is like a bullet, okay? A shaped charge is just a specialized explosive device that is literally designed to focus the
Rain, what's up? Trip Wilkes, what's up? Where's everybody at, dude? What's up, dude? Where's everyone at? What's up, what's up, what's up? We just had a spike in viewers. What's good? What's good? What's good? I'm just hanging out with my homies. Queen Trip is in the house. Just hanging out with the homies. Queen Trip is upstairs. She's playing Fortnite. Do you guys play Fortnite? I was telling her yesterday we were playing Fortnite. I get my ass whipped a lot, but sometimes I'll be killing it. You know what I'm saying? And there'd be times where like I'd be getting people and shit, and sometimes I was asking her, I'm like, I wonder if I kill motherfuckers in this game, you know what I mean? I just get them, it's like an intense little battle, you know, and then all of a sudden they see that the name that killed them was Tripoverdrip, and they're like, oh, they're kind of like angry a little bit, but at the same time they're like, dude, oh, I know him, or I follow that guy, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I think about weird things. Do you think about weird things? If you think about weird things, you're just like me, and that's probably why you're here. You know what I'm saying? Just thinking about weird things.
A blast of energy in a specific direction.
I'm sorry about the mic. I just clicked the wrong button. The one mic was muted. There's like a thing I need to be able to completely fix the audio thing for my setup to where like right now the volume you're getting from the videos is coming from my computer from its speakers into its microphone, and the thing I need to get is like $120. It's like an audio looper, dude. But I don't have the money to do it, so I'm stuck doing it like this until I'm able to even afford it. But yeah, so that's just why maybe sometimes the mic volumes just be like going up and down into weird stuff, is because I forget to unmic and unmute one of them. You know what I'm saying? Just giving you guys heads up. That's why sometimes, maybe even right now, it just sounded a little bit echoey even. It's because I forgot to freaking hit the mute button on that one. But yeah, it's a growing process. I'm still trying to figure out this. The thing about the streaming part, bro, is that, dude, I didn't know I was going to have to learn how to do audio engineering and fucking cinematography editing and all this stuff, you know? These are all just skills that I'm learning as I'm going, bro. So it's just you know what I mean?
Rather than it just dispersing in every direction. Okay, so we're going to pull up this Wikipedia page because it helps to see a visual. It just says you can go down the rabbit hole yourself. Shape charge, and it's just showing you here. Okay, it would have a ballistic cap, an all-filled cavity, a detonator, and then it's going to have that high explosive. So we're going to imagine PETN explosive that's in there, and it tells you. It also tells you. Sorry, if you can go back to just the Wikipedia page, that there's all different ways to form it. Right. Typically, people are going to use copper. You can use lead. Think of it as just a little capsule that's kind of holding the explosive, but it allows you to direct it in a way so it doesn't go everywhere. So yes, it pretty much functions like a bullet, but it's not a bullet. It's not going to have that same power.
I appreciate you, Julia. She says it's all kosher. Don't worry about the audio. We're all learning. It's all kosher. And I just thought that was funny because of the kosher comment we made earlier.
To pierce through a neck like a 30-06 bullet would if it's delivering 3,000 pounds of heat and energy into your neck. Yeah, and just gonna cut clean through it, but it is going to penetrate and it is going to kill you, especially if it hits an artery, okay? And I also want to be clear that it's not going to be exacting. So they can get that shape charged in there. They can get it directionally to go one way, but they're not going to be so precise to go, I want it to hit his artery and his neck. And frankly, when I think through it, and this is just totally me speaking in my opinion, I don't think they wanted it to hit his neck. I think that is what went wrong. I think the best case scenario, if I'm, just as an example, I'm theorizing here and I'm the Israelis and I'm rigging his device, I want it to hit his chest. I want it to be here and I want it to hit his chest, and I want people to think they hear a shot, and then I want blood to come out and everyone will go, he got Charlie.
And see, I just have to specify, because you might not be the same, and it's okay if you don't believe the same thing. Candace Owens has stated that she is led to believe that Israel is a part of the reason why Charlie Kirk got Charlie Kirked. And if you don't believe that, that's okay. There's lots of evidence that kind of suggests it that way, but in all actuality, I don't know. We haven't even figured out if Tyler Robinson was a lone shooter or not. I don't think he was. I don't think Tyler Robinson was even on a roof, personally. But that's besides the point. You can believe whatever you want. Just make sure you don't ever just believe any content creator, bro. Do your own research. Hear the perspectives of people who don't agree with each other. Go listen to people talk about this situation that Candace Owens disagrees with, or other people that are on the side that Tyler Robinson's guilty. You have to be able to see and listen to both sides of this of the field of information to be able to gather all the information. Why do you need both sides? Well, because obviously there's one side and then there's the other side and then there's the truth. If you only hear one side of the information, you're not going to have all the information necessary. Why? Because the one person giving the information has some sort of bias. Everybody has a bias, like we said earlier. In this specific clip, she just said her bias is that Israel is involved. You go talk to Benny Johnson or Brandon Tatum or Paramount Not So Tactical, fucking Ben Shapiro. You know what I mean? They're going to say, Tyler Robinson did it all by himself because he just loves his little furry boyfriend so much and he just didn't like Trump at all. You know what I'm saying? You got to hear both sides, bro. You got to hear both sides. And use that thing we talk about, spiritual, like your discernment, bro. You've been given a gift to be able to detect bullshit, bro. We're all way past the idea that people's words are truthful all the time. You got to listen and read people's energy. You have a gut feeling. You have an intuition. Your hairs stand up on your arms sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Kirk got shot in the chest. And the reason is because it gives you more wiggle room, right? If Charlie had been shot in the chest and they came out and said, oh, it was a miracle or it didn't go through.
Speaking of which, Julia Ann Scott, you're right, dude. Dude, there's so many content creators, bro, that I used to like before the Trump election, bro. I used to look at Benny Johnson stuff. I used to look at Brandon Tatum stuff, bro. I never watched Paramount Not So Tactical, bro. That dude just seems very low IQ, to be honest. Even though he's like a Green Beret and stuff, I just can't listen to him talk. I'm just nothing against him. I don't want any beef. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I just can't really listen to him talk. He doesn't articulate his information accurate or with the correct vernacular for me to want to engage and listen to him speak, really. But you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it just seemed like, I don't know. Because if we go back, bro, but when Trump was like still trying to run for president this last time, right? It seems as if like there's a lot of individuals that believed him. And all the people that had influence and believed Trump, once they realized that Trump was no longer doing the things that he promised the American people he would do. The only way to get those people who had influence and believed him before he lied to us would be to give them a disgusting amount of money to continue to say the same pro-Trump things. You know what I mean? Like it's all a circus, bro. It's all a show, bro. All of it. It's like the Truman Show for everything. Like all of it, you know, like how much longer do us humans have to, us conspiracy theorists, it just depends on how far down the rabbit hole you've been, bro. I've been following rabbits since following rabbits was following rabbits, bro. And so, you ever heard the conspiracy that some of these, like specifically maybe LeBron James and some of these super elite NBA players are actually like super fucking advanced fucking AI fucking robots, bro? Have you heard that? So okay, maybe not. If you never heard that, then maybe I've just been down a little bit more different ones than you have. I don't know. But we all have just been to the realization, bro, that like it's the bread and circus, bro. The things that they want all of us watching as many people at one time. I fall victim to it. I'm obsessed with basketball. I like to watch basketball. I like to play basketball. I like to play basketball on video games. For some reason in fucking 1996 when Michael Jordan was here in Utah playing against the Utah Jazz when I was just a wee little lad, watching Michael Jordan and the greatest basketball player of all time play on TV in the place that I lived, and just everybody I knew and everywhere was watching, bro, was just watching basketball, bro. At that just moment in time, it just imprinted on me, dude. But it's all just bread and circus, bro. Like if you really pay attention to any sports and like players and all of that stuff, it's all just drama and shit, just like fucking politics is. It's all just drama. It's all just things to keep your attention away from things that are happening in your own life. Like we all know, we're all like high IQ adults, aren't we? These devices that came out of nowhere in the last 20 years have all of a sudden sucked all of the connection out of us. We're not connected as a whole. We're not connected with nature no more. Families go out to dinner and they sit around the dinner table and everybody just looks at their phone. I'm a victim of it. I'll tell you what. This is like something the finances have been struggling, so I've been hyper vigilant on the content and on the working and doing as much as I can without like overworking myself. And so there'll be times where I'm just like, if I feel like I get to the point in my head where I feel like I've been on my phone all day long, dude, on multiple different platforms, posting this, commenting here, doing this, doing that, you know? So I understand, bro, but I try my best to like, you know, touch my feet to the earth and breathe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? When we eat, we try not to be on our phone. We actually try our best to every single dinner, no matter what, even if we don't have breakfast together, even if we don't have lunch together. Me and Queen Trip and all the kids have dinner together. Majority of the time we watch like Mr. Beast and stuff for my kids, and we just like hang out and watch cool shit together and talk and eat dinner. And I mean, you know what I mean? Maybe sometimes not talk. Maybe it's be quiet. We're trying to watch this sometimes. You know what I mean? But that's just like one, I feel like I feel like my love language, if I'm being honest with you, is I like to feed people. I think that goes back to like my ancestors and shit back when we used to like have feasts during the winter solstice and stuff and drink a concoction of Amanita muscaria mushrooms and all talk to God together. You know what I'm saying, bro? What's your love language? Are you a gift giver? Are you like physical touch? Are you like an affirmation person? What's your love language? What's the one that you like? What's the love language you give, and then what's the love language you like to receive? Because everybody's different, and if you don't know what your love language is on the inside and then to the outside, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna struggle a lot with relationships, because that's like kind of how you have to understand exactly what you do to give love. I like to give myself my energy, my time. I like to feed, you know, I like to connect. Like, how do I show my brother that I love him? Well, I like to bring him over to my house and feed his family and hang out with his family and spend time with him and my niece and all that stuff, you know? Some people are like super affectionate type people and like to be touched and held and cuddled and all that stuff. Some people like to give gifts. Some people like to buy you stuff. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, I was thinking about you. Here's a little card and your favorite candy bar, Reese's peanut butter cups, and a little bag of Funyuns and maybe a Arizona iced tea. You know, I just was thinking about you. Just wanted to just get you something nice. You know, everybody has had those people before, you know? Because I don't know, maybe are there people out there that like the same type of love language they give out to the world is the same type of love language they like to receive? I'm sure there is two people, both people are like love and affection. They both give out love and affection and they like to receive love and affection. Well, guys, it's about 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time where I'm at. What do you guys think about what would be the best day? I don't know how many people are up in here. Let me kind of get a little vibe check. Okay, so 3 of the weekdays I want to do it at the normal time, like 12:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is like the normal time I've been streaming, you know, except for like this evening one. What would be the ideal one? Let's kind of just get a little consensus of everybody who's here. If I wanted to do one day a week where it was like an early morning one, like it used to be when I was first streaming, I used to wake up and then like I would be streaming by 8 a.m. If we could do any weekday, what would be the one weekday that you think would be the best one for early mornings? Monday? Okay. Because I want to get, so like I get 3 in the midday, right? 1 early and then 1 evening, meaning I could kind of at least once a week kind of hit the whole general consensus of everybody who's awake at all periods of the day throughout the whole week, like 1 for the morning, 1 for the evening, you know, midday. And the only reason I wouldn't do, to be honest, like the only reason I wouldn't do freaking evenings all the time is because it's like this week Queen Trip has been off work. She took a week off of work because we thought that her little brother who lives in California was going to come visit, and that just wasn't in the divine timing or the planning. It just didn't happen. It will happen when it's supposed to happen, but it didn't happen, and she requested the time off. So to be honest, it's been nice. Me and Queen Trip just been big chilling for like a whole week, like over a week straight, because her last day of work was last Friday, so it would be like a week straight. But normally she's at work all day, and I don't want to have to come stream for 3 hours after she's been at work all day. I want to spend it with her, to be honest with you. So let's just plan on Monday mornings. Because realistically, I just need to start waking up a little bit earlier. It's just hard, bro. Sometimes I just get some shitty ass sleep. Sometimes I like know that I was dreaming, bro, but I don't remember any of it. And I wake up just hella tired. And the only thing that comforts me, I had deja vu today, actually. But anyways, it's like, I think that maybe I'm out there freaking just like doing astral healing, bro. I'm out there in the astral realm talking to people and shit. I don't know. What do you guys believe deja vu is, bro? Now that I even just said that, bro. But what do you think deja vu is? I appreciate you, Tanya. I love my Rastaman locks. Ya Jaya Rasta. I am a ginger. You know what I think what I've always thought that deja vus are? You know how like in a lot of video games and shit, especially like RPG games, that you have to like reach checkpoints before like things can save, and you have to like it's like a checkpoint, you know what I'm saying? I think that maybe because I chose to incarnate at this specific time as this specific person, as this specific character in the grand scheme of all things, I've always resonated them with they are checkpoints, like almost divine acknowledgement that I am exactly where I am supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like if let's say I'm not trying to like fucking I'll just say it how I feel it. If let's say you were you were like an eternal soul, like a consciousness that has never not existed, and you've potentially incarnated on this planet multiple times, and you didn't ever even have to come back to planet Earth, but you chose to because there is you felt like you were either given a mission by the creator, or you took it upon yourself to come back to this realm to help humanity. I would assume that if it was completely voluntary, you would want to make sure that you didn't get sucked back into this potentially perpetual reincarnation to reach enlightenment again, because you had already reached that, so that you would set these little synchronicities inside of the matrix that your soul would acknowledge throughout your experience of life to allow you to remember like your whatever it is that that whatever trajectory and mindset and thing that you're experiencing and going through, like that's what's supposed to be happening. Because if you were like, let's say, you know what I'm saying? If you were like going back and you're like going into like a war zone and shit, you'd have like a step-by-step mission, bro. And you'd want to, like, if you were like a spy, bro, you know what I mean? You'd want to have like ways to get out and ways to remind yourself, you know what I'm saying? That maybe I'm just being facetious and just blabbing or something, you know, but I just feel like my whole life, I always felt like they were checkpoints. I didn't necessarily think that they were like, oh man, I've done this before, or that like string theory, there were multiple dimensions crossing timelines at the same time. I always just acknowledge like you're right where you're supposed to be and keep doing whatever it is that you've got on your mind. And funny enough, it was like really 3 seconds. Sometimes it's fucking like 20 seconds. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on, bro? All of a sudden, I'm tripping out. Feel like I'm having flashbacks from when I used to take LSD. I don't know why I laughed, to be honest. But it's 9 o'clock. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you. We'll probably get Queen Trip up in here on a live stream before the weekend's out, before she has to go back to work. This time, just, you know what I'm saying? Last time she was up over here trying to get all the new merch and all that shit set up, dude. And so she was just on the computer over here for the majority of the time she was down here, bro. But I appreciate all of you guys for being here, bro. I will see you guys tomorrow. It's Friday. I love you guys. Peace out. If no one's told you today, go get some rest. If you have the ability to go to sleep, you should just go to sleep, dude. You know what I mean? Put on some freaking sound. Do you guys put on sound? Do you guys watch TV when you sleep? Is it pitch black when you sleep? Do you have to put on like white noise when you sleep? Do you have to have a fan going when you sleep? Does it have to be completely silent when you sleep? Can you like play like 12-hour long rain videos when you sleep? Okay, so just giving you a heads up. Just giving everybody a heads up. If you buy merch, it takes a few days for Shopify to give me the money to be able to even buy the resources to make the merch. I wish that I was able to get up far ahead enough to where I would be able to have a stockpile of all the merch I have in every single size, so that when you purchase it, I could just ship it right away. But at the current moment, that's just not how it is. When someone purchases merch, I have to wait anywhere from like 2 to 5 days to even get the money, and then once that is, then I have to buy the product and then send and do all that stuff. So I just be patient with me. I know you guys are patient, but I'm just trying to give you a heads up, Pretty Ricky, that the money that you purchased you purchased the Divine Feminine stuff. I haven't even been able to order the stuffs yet. But yeah, I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys have a blessed night. You know what you guys should do? You guys should just, any person that comes to mind right when I say this, someone that you haven't talked to but you wanted to talk to, you should just send them a text and be like, "Hey, what's up? How are you, bro? You all right?" You never know. You could fucking change their whole entire fucking the months that you haven't talked, bro. They could just be the type of that could just be the thing that just snaps them right out of something. They might say something that helps and heal you, but sometimes a motherfucker just needs to know somebody's there for them and someone to check in. Because I don't know how often you guys have people check in on you, but I would just assume that majority of us don't have people be like, "Hey, are you all right, bro? How's things going, bro?" And sometimes that can just change everything for everybody. I love you guys.